Hello, I am filming a Q&A about my IVF. I've gotten tons of questions about my IVF journey, and I've just had tons of questions on TikTok, so I thought I would answer them all in one long video. I had you guys ask me some questions on TikTok, so we're gonna go through them now. Just for background, for anybody that's new here, my name is Bree, and we've been trying to conceive for 2 years. I've done 5, don't mind my dog back here, she's stretching, but I've done 5 IUIs, and then none of those worked. I have unexplained infertility, and yeah, we started our IVF journey. I just did an egg retrieval, and I did it in Mexico, in Tijuana. It's partly in Mexico, partly in the United States, which I'm gonna go over because a lot of you guys had questions about that. And I am 33 years old. Yeah, that's a little background on me. Okay, someone asked, what was your AMH level going into IVF, if you remember? So my AMH is a 3, but that was drawn in 2024. It's now 2025, so I don't know what my current one is, but that's only a year ago, so it's a pretty decent number, I'd say, for my age. Okay, next one. Did you do any major lifestyle changes leading up to your egg retrieval, like diet changes? If so, how long before the start of your IVF journey? So, not really. I mean, not drastically. I feel like this is tricky because in the TTC world, trying to conceive world, there are so many people that will tell you, oh, don't do this or don't do that or do this, do that, drink cranberry juice. And like, I've actually tried like all the things. I've tried the cranberry juice when I was going through my IUIs. I did all sorts of crazy things and they just didn't work for me. So going into this, I didn't want to add that stress on top of like IVF. I didn't want to just be like very strict with myself, although I made sure that I was eating healthy, not really eating any processed foods or going out to eat when I was doing stems. And in general, I do feel like I eat pretty healthy, so I didn't really have too many lifestyle changes. As far as caffeine, that is a common one I get on TikTok, is people tell me that I shouldn't be drinking caffeine. And I have my feelings about that because I, for one, don't drink a lot of caffeine. I will make a cup of coffee in the morning and I only will drink like half of it. Sometimes I'll drink the whole thing, but most of the time I don't drink all of it. And even if I did drink the full cup, it is still under 200 milligrams of caffeine, and pregnant women are able to have that amount of caffeine. So I tried not to be strict with that, and also my IVF clinic wasn't strict. Everybody's different. Whatever you feel works for you works for you. Just because I'm saying this doesn't mean that you should do that too, because maybe your body is different. So yeah, that's the diet changes I did. I just made sure to focus on eating well, eating whole foods, staying hydrated a lot during stems. Okay, next one. Did you pull out a loan for IVF? How is it paid? All at once? We paid it all at once. I don't know if they have payment plans where I went, but we did pay it all at once. We didn't pull out a loan. What we paid is $15,550. Yeah, the IVF clinic that I chose is in Hennes, so they're based in Mexico. So they have a ton of different locations in Mexico, but they also have US locations. They have one, I believe, in Houston and then Orange County. If you choose to go with the Orange County location, it is more expensive, and you still have to do your egg retrieval and transfer in Tijuana. Ultimately, I ended up choosing just to go with the Irvine one because I live in Fresno, California, so it just didn't make sense for me to go to Tijuana during stems. It would have been more costly, and it would have been almost equal to what I pay at Irvine. So even though it still was a drive to go to Irvine during stems, it just made more sense. And I just know I would have been stressed having to go to Tijuana each time and then come back like the same day. Just that it would have been a lot, and I have dogs to think about. So yeah, we paid $15,550 for the package that I got. I got a package that includes up to 2 egg retrievals if you need them, and then unlimited transfers. So basically, Ines has tons of different packages. If I went straight through Tijuana, I could have got a package for up to 4 egg retrievals, which is a lot. I think it was like $12,000. I have a video on here on my YouTube explaining how much they quoted me, but it's significantly cheaper to go all through Mexico. But like I said, I wanted what was convenient for me, even if it costs a little bit more. So the way my package works is I do an egg retrieval, and let's say right now I'm waiting for my embryo results to come back, my PGT testing. But basically, let's say I had like 2 viable embryos, then I would transfer, and if it didn't work, then I transfer again. So you keep transferring until you use all your embryos, and then once you use them, all of them, you haven't gotten pregnant yet, then that's when you can go to your next egg retrieval and then use whatever embryos, keep transferring until you get pregnant. And that's how that works. If you get pregnant and you haven't used your second or third or fourth, whatever egg retrieval, you don't get a refund. So it's basically kind of like paying for insurance in a way. But yeah, what was the question? Getting sidetracked. Oh yeah, it was, did you pull a loan out for IVF? No, I did not pull out a loan. Like I said, we paid it in full, and it was just money that I had in my savings. And yeah, that cost does not include medications though. So for medications, I paid about $3,836. It was $3,800 something. And I got it through Mexico. Yeah, my medication was kind of on the higher end cost because they had to give me a higher dose. Someone said, how much extra did you pay to have your ultrasound and blood work done in the OC location? Okay, so I get what this person is asking, but if you choose to just like do it with Irvine, the OC location, then the ultrasounds and blood work are all included in that cost. However, if you choose to go with Tijuana or like Guadalajara, any other place, and decide, oh, I want to do my ultrasounds at the Orange County location because I'm closer to there, then that, I believe, you get charged on top of what you paid, is what they explained to me, because you're doing your services outside of the contract that you have. Because my contract was with Irvine, it's all included, if that makes sense. It's more expensive because it's in the United States. Prices are higher in the United States, and things are just different. Like once you have your contract with a certain location, that's like your location. It was already in my contract, so I don't actually know how much it would be to do that. Okay, someone asked, are you going to have multiple rounds of retrievals before your first transfer to bank some embryos? This is a great question. I wish that this was an option. The way that the contract works with Ingenis is you're not allowed to like bank embryos. You use the embryos that you have until you get pregnant. You're not able to, like, even though your package has up to 2 egg retrievals, it doesn't work that way. If that makes sense. So unfortunately, no, I will not be banking any embryos, but I think that is a great option for people that can. Okay, someone asked, how did you get your driver? Was that through the clinic or private? Okay, they're asking about my driver that I had for my egg retrieval. So the driver that I had for my egg retrieval was also the same person that picked up my medications for me. So my medications were through Tijuana, but he picked him up for me. I paid him, and then he brought them to the Irvine location. And he also, on my egg retrieval day, he picked me up from my hotel, or picked us up, me and my husband, me and Sebastian, and then took us to our appointment. He waited for us in Tijuana, and then once we were done, he picked us up and brought us back across the border. The way I found out about him is they had little flyers at the Irvine or the OC location. Yeah, and they recommended him. His name's Jack. He was really great. He made it super, super easy. I'll put a link to his Facebook thing on my description box because I know a lot of people were asking about him. I highly recommend it. It is worth the cost because we didn't have to stress about anything driving across the border. He did everything. He knew where to take us. Like the only thing we did was hand him our passports, and then it was easy peasy lemon squeezy. Another one is, how long did you stay in Mexico for your egg retrieval? Did you get your meds from Mexico too? Was PGT testing included in the fee at your clinic, or was it separate? Okay, this one has multiple questions, so let's start with the first one. How long did you stay in Mexico for your egg retrieval? Literally just for the procedure and left. So On the morning of the procedure, I was staying in San Diego at a hotel with Sebastian. My driver came to pick us up. He took us across the border to my appointment. I had my egg retrieval. I was out of there in like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And then he picked us up, brought us back across the border, and I flew home the same day. So I was not in Mexico for very long. I was literally there for like 2 hours. And yeah, I flew the same day. It was honestly not bad for me to fly. I know a lot of people have a ton of pain after egg retrieval, and I only had a lot of pain initially, like waking up, and they gave me pain medicine, and then after that I had cramping, but it was tolerable. Yeah, I flew back home. It was less than an hour flight, so that's what I did. And then the next question she had was, did you get your meds from Mexico too? Yes, I just spoke about that. I got them from, the pharmacy was called Ferti Pharma, but you get all that information from your doctor. My doctor is the one that explained the process of ordering the medication. I just messaged them through WhatsApp and I was able to order it. You just have to send your prescription over to them and then you're good. Was the PGT testing included in the fee of your clinic or was it separate? So this also depends too. Like I said, everybody gets quoted different quotes, but for me, my quote, so the $15,550 included PGT testing. So for my package, it was included, but I know some packages do not include it and it's like an additional cost. So it really depends. I suggest getting quotes from the location you want to go to. I actually got quotes from Tijuana first, and then I was like, I think I want to get a quote from the Orange County location because I feel like I might want to go there. So I messaged them and asked if I can get a consultation with Orange County, and I did, and then I ended up going with Orange County. Will you be receiving progesterone injections during the IVF process? So I actually don't fully know the answer to this. I need to ask my doctor. I'm not at that stage yet, but I believe that Ian Hennis does suppository progesterone. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's suppository progesterone from what I've read. Because there is a chat on Facebook like for Ian Hennis patients, and we all talk about the progesterone suppositories. We don't talk about progesterone injections. So I don't think I'm going to be doing injections, but we shall see. So I don't quite have the answer to that one. Someone said, can you please give me the information of the guy who did the medication pickup, blah, blah. Yeah, I will have it on my description box, like I said. Someone else, is it necessary to get progesterone oil injections, and are they painful? Is it possible to get them subcutaneously? So, like I said, I don't have the answer to that. I don't know. I think you can do suppository. I think it really depends on your clinic, on your doctor, and like their practices. So it's really hard to say. It's hard for me to answer that. But are they painful? I've never gotten them, but I have heard that they're painful. But like I said, I've never gotten them, so I don't know. And is it possible to take them subcutaneously? I know the answer to this. That is no, because they are intramuscular. And they have to go into your muscle. So no. How long is the whole process before getting pregnant? It's tricky to answer that question. It can vary so much. So if everything went perfect, it could be like, there's just so many factors. So first you do your egg retrieval, which is what it is. So you do stims for a couple weeks, and then you do your egg retrieval, and that's like a whole month. And then it also depends if you're doing a fresh transfer or frozen transfer. If you're doing a fresh transfer, you don't do testing on those blasts, the embryos that you get. So those you can, if you do fresh transfer, that's when you transfer it like right away. Frozen is obviously you freeze them, send them off to testing, and you don't transfer right away. There's little things that can go wrong each step of the way. So like right now I'm waiting to get my PGT test results back. I sent off 4 blastocysts. That's what I had. Blastocysts are a ball of cells essentially, and it's the ball of cells right before it implants into your uterus. So there were 4 of them, and I sent them off. Well, they got biopsied and they got frozen and those biopsies got sent off to a lab to get tested. So right now I'm in the waiting period, hoping that I get at least one back. So let's say I got none back, then I would have to start the whole process over again of doing stems injections and getting another egg retrieval and like hoping that those eggs make it to the embryo stage and pass PGT testing. So things can change. If I get one or more back, then I can transfer it, but like you don't really know when you're going to transfer it because your body has to be in the right state. So they'll do ultrasounds and blood work before they start you on like the medications for transfer. It really just depends. I can't give a straight answer. That's one of the most common questions I get is, when are you gonna get pregnant? Like, how long does it take? And I'm literally living like step by step. So I don't like want to get ahead of myself and be like, oh, I'm gonna be pregnant in like 3 months, or I'm gonna be pregnant in like 4 months, like, because I literally have no idea. And then the other thing with that is like, once you do a transfer, once you put the embryo in your uterus, a transfer is when you put the embryo in your uterus. So like once you do that transfer, that is not guaranteed that you're pregnant just because they put it in you. Like the embryo has to grow into your uterus. That makes you pregnant, right? But if it doesn't implant, then you have to go in for another transfer if you have another embryo, or you have to just do the whole egg retrieval process again. So nothing is guaranteed. So it's just really hard to say. How long after your retrieval will you do a transfer? The transfer date is something that I'm going to keep to myself. I went for one, like I said, I'm not even there yet. I'm waiting for my PGT results, which takes 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm not even at the point of thinking about that. But whenever we pick out a date and like time frame and everything, I'm gonna keep that to myself. I know I share my life all over social media, but I kind of just want us to have like a private moment for ourselves. We're not going to tell friends, we're not going to tell family, we're not going to tell the internet. And I will be recording everything if I'm able to get to that point. If I get any normal embryos, I will be recording everything, but I'll just post things like delayed because yeah, we want to have like a little bit of privacy in the IVF world. As it is, it's not normal. So like the whole element of surprise is thrown out the window. You don't get to surprise your partner with like a cute little like, oh, I'm pregnant video, or like surprise, or it's hard to surprise family members. Like I always see like cute videos of showing family members that you're pregnant and stuff, and it's hard to do that when people know that you're going through IVF. So as it is, that element of surprise, element of that privacy is out the window. Olive just keeps snoring. But it's even more out the window because I share my life on social media. So for this one moment, I definitely do want to make sure I keep it to myself just for a little bit. So I won't be revealing the date, but yeah, I will eventually release footage, and whether it works or doesn't work, I will be filming all of that. Will you be transferring more than one? Ooh, that is an interesting question. I don't think so. So every IVF clinic is different. A lot of them, I would say, don't let you transfer multiples, but for some reason the one that I'm going to does let people transfer multiples, and just 2. They don't like, I don't think they let you transfer more than that. Well, maybe they do. I actually don't know. But I personally do not think my body is capable. Well, I'm sure it's capable, but I just think it would take a huge toll on me physically because I'm very petite. I can't imagine, like, I don't feel like I have enough torso space here. So it would literally just be like shooting out here. It would be all the way out here if I had a twin pregnancy. That would be wild. Okay, those are all the questions I'm answering right now. Oh, my sweet girl. Well, that is all for this video. If you guys have any more questions, put it in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And I just have loads of information about my egg retrieval and how that went. So if you guys have questions about that, let me know. But that is all for now. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Follow me on my socials. They're all the same handle, at Brianna Vivian. Hit that subscribe button and I will chat with you guys later. Oh, I know you're so pretty.